You're sitting with
Michael Merino.
From?
Merino Legal.
And Adrienne Klein from Azure Real Estate and Property Management, and we're both legal and licensed in the state of Florida. Michael and I have known each other a long time, and we always like telling the public what's important, what's going on, and just a little insight about how to handle it. So what are we talking about today?
We can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, Adrienne.
Well, we were just talking about something about trust, probate.
Right. I get a lot of calls about from people from up north and also people from Canada who have bought property here, have started a business here, who are interested in, they want to talk about, what happens if, we pass, and what happens to our property here in Florida. And so, for people that are from out of state, like somebody from New York, for example, there are a variety of different vehicles you can use, but there is something unique to Florida, which I think that everybody should know about. It's called the Florida Land Trust. And the Florida Land Trust is a type of revocable trust. It is not necessarily an asset protection tool, but it gives you anonymity. It facilitates the transfer of the property to your heirs without having to go to probate. It also it makes it a lot more difficult for creditors to find you because you're anonymous pretty much. And I want to make one more point on the anonymity that I think is interesting, is that the Florida Land Trust was the mechanism that Walt Disney used to amass all of the real estate that makes up Walt Disney World today. And the reason that they used the Florida Land Trust was because he would remain anonymous. Can you imagine if the orange growers that were selling this land knew that Walt Disney was buying it? The price would have shot up. So that was one of the great uses of it.
That's a really good point. A lot of our property management business at Azure is, one segment of it at least, is dealing with banks in Canada. Banks all over Canada, Toronto, Montreal, will call us and say someone passed away, they owned a condo, a house, a strip mall, and now it's going through the process in Canada. We need you to manage it, take stock of the inventory. And then it comes to a point where I have to say, Michael, you have to take care of this, because in order for them to settle the estate in Canada, they have to deal with a lawyer such as yourself. So
right.
What is it they come to you after while we're managing it and taking stock of it to make sure no one else is using it or pillaging, I should say, from it? Yes.
Well, we're talking about two different things. One would be probate, which is somebody passes away that owns property or a business here in Florida, and they have to hire a lawyer here in Florida to take the process through the court to determine who the heirs are, to determine what that person owns. Is there a will? Is there not a will? That's the process of probate, and it really is the process that we try to avoid for the most part. And that's one of the reasons why people usually come to me with regard to a plan, is they want a plan so that their heirs aren't burdened with having to go hire a lawyer and having to go through probate. So yes, that is a service that we can provide.
So you don't have to go through probate?
You don't. Right.
Wow,
right.
You see, a lot of people assume you have to go through probate.
Right. So I think the important point, the important lesson that everybody should get from this is that planning. You should plan. Just like with asset protection, you don't want to go and asset protect yourself once you've already been sued. You don't want to go plan, do succession planning after somebody's died. It just doesn't work that way. You have to plan. You have to do things in advance.
So before someone buys, let's say from Toronto or Colombia in South America, should they be contacting you before they go and make an offer so that they could start planning now instead of worrying about things down the line?
Well, yeah, I mean, and yes, it would be ideal if everybody did that. But what I usually tell people is, look, once if you're coming here to buy real estate, you can go buy that real estate, and as long as the contract allows for an assignment from the individual into whatever structure we're going to create for that individual, then it's okay. So that's probably the important thing. Another topic, assignability. But yes, I mean that is the most important thing, is to plan in advance, and to come to someone like myself or legal counsel here in Florida that will help you plan and avoid having to spend lots of money and lots of time going through a probate process with an attorney.
Which really trains the people that are meant to get money at the end of someone's life anyway, because of the cost factor on that. I just want to kind of slip in one thing, because at Azure, we do property management, we do sales, and we do rentals. And one of the things that we find, which is very scary, is we had recently, in the last 6 months, COVID. So someone passed away, and we're collecting rent from them, from a tenant, but there's no will. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to give the money to the estate? It's another country, the laws. How do we deal with this?
Yes. And a great question. And so yes, you have to go through this process. In terms of collecting rent, one of the things I usually recommend is that rent be put into an escrow account until we can sort out the estate issues, until we can go file a petition for administration to probate the estate. And once all that happens, then a personal representative will be appointed to basically facilitate and wind down the estate and do all the things necessary to sort of wrap it all up for the heirs, and make sure that the property is transferred to the rightful heirs, and the money that belongs to those heirs also gets to them as well.
So I think the big key takeaway to wrap up this segment is that before you buy something, you got to give Michael a call. Before you come to me to go shopping and you found this fabulous place by the beach, or a fourplex that's going to be income producing money for you, you need to really set things up and let Michael do it right the first time, so it doesn't cost you money in the back end. So thanks for joining us. I just want to sign out. Adrienne saying hi and bye.
Have a good one.